Supervisor Bob Vincent was on night duty on the second floor of the hotel when he saw a strange-looking machine in the corridor, which was not present there till a while ago. This floor of the hotel was dedicated for the employees. Seeing this strange machine here at this time of night, the supervisor started feeling something was wrong. It was a metallic box on which another small box was connected, and the front part of it looked like a strange control panel. There were a total of 28 switchable keys in the control panel. 23 of the total switchable keys were on it. It was 6:30 in the morning, and this incident is of Harvey Lake Tahoe Hotel and Casino of Nevada, which was going to make headlines in the national news in the next 24 hours. The matter for Bob Vincent was not just this strange machine. He was on duty almost the whole night, but he did not hear the sound of any machine being placed in the corridor. Whoever had left this machine here had placed it on 4 wooden components. These blocks were buried inside the carpet of the corridor, which showed that this machine was very heavy. What made this incident even more strange was that the locks of the doors around the place where this machine was kept had been disabled by someone by applying superglue. Bob Vincent was still in this dilemma when he found an envelope lying next to the machine on which was written, "To the Harvey management once again, welcome to the InfoX TV videos." Harvey Lake is a well-known casino and hotel in the American state of Nevada. At the time we were talking about, it was an 11-story building which also had 197 rooms. When Bob Vincent, who was on the second floor of the building, found the envelope, he ran to call the security. Later, the police and fire department were also called. At first, no one had the courage to pick up the envelope and look at it because everyone suspected that it might be a trap. Later, after shaking it with the help of a broom, it was opened. A document of total 3 pages was found in this envelope, which was typewritten. It was typed by a writer. At the top of the headline was written warning for hotel management and bomb scud. Below the headline was written that one should not try to move this bomb because it has such a mechanism inside that if it moves even a little, it will detonate in milliseconds. One should not try to put water or gas in it because it has float switches inside it. If this is done, the air pressure inside the machine will increase, and in this case also it will explode. The screws on the top of the machine are also connected to the trigger, so even if the screw is turned 25 turns, it will explode. In simple words, this bomb was so delicate that even a little movement could detonate it. At least according to what was written in the letter, at that time, 600 guests were sleeping in their rooms in the hotel. The police first got the hotel evacuated and asked all the people to go to the parking lot. After that, the bomb scud was called, and they first inspected the machine properly. It was made of about half-an-inch steel sheet. It was a box which was welded very neatly. Even the places where there were some marks were straightened by applying putty used for car body. There were bubble levels on all the 4 sides of the box, which were probably installed to keep the machine straight. All these things were indicating that what was written in the letter was indeed true. It was further written in the letter that this bomb cannot be switched off by any means. Even the person who made it cannot do this. It has automatic timers which can be sent to God himself in the next 24 hours, and that too only if the management follows the instructions written in this letter. The law enforcement agencies and the bomb squad, looking at the seriousness of the matter, did not take any such step which could lead to the risk of the bomb exploding. First of all, they tried to find any fingerprint on the box, but they did not find anything. Then they took its photographs from all sides and x-rayed it with a special x-ray machine so that it could be ascertained whether there is really something inside it or it is just a hoax. Till the x-ray was developed, he put a stethoscope on the body of the box and started listening carefully. There was definitely something inside it which was making a sound. Something was constantly moving inside the box. It was claimed in the letter that there was TNT present inside the box, but how much? At one place in the letter, it was indicated that if the bomb explodes, the casino across the road will also suffer a lot of damage. These words were also written, the translation of which is you are advised to take people away from the 1,200 feet radius of this bomb. Police officers also evacuated the nearby buildings, shut down the gas pipeline of the hotel, and the employees of the casino also started shifting cash worth millions of dollars somewhere else. FBI agents also reached the spot, and they made the command and control center of this operation in a nearby building. The faces of the police and law enforcement agencies were screaming that the matter is more serious than it appears. But what were the demands of the person who had placed this bomb here? It was written in the letter that they want $3 million in cash, but the condition is that it should be used notes of $100, and there should be no marking on them, and no chemical should be applied on them. It was also written that in case of any fraud, the method of defusing the bomb will not be told, and if the demand is not met within 24 hours, the automatic timer will automatically detonate the bomb. But to whom was this money to be given and how? When the prepared X-ray film came back from the lab, the blurred black and white picture supported the claim of the threatening letter to some extent. The small control box fitted on top of the machine was seen in the X-ray that wires were indeed connected to its screw, which was also mentioned in the letter. There was a straight tube in the box, which could have been a tilt sensor, and a float valve was also clearly visible. Apart from this, the bottom box was filled with various cylinders. At that time, the police had no idea of what these cylinders were made of. One thing was certain, that the person who wrote the letter was not doing any prank. This machine was really a bomb. Slowly, the 24-hour deadline was coming to an end, so the authority agreed to give the formality. Information about the delivery of money was also written in the 3-page letter. This money will be delivered through a helicopter. Instructions were written for the pilot that he will land near the LTA building at Lake Tahoe Airport at 11 p.m., and the helicopter should be directed towards the south. After that, the pilot will get down and stand near the fans where he will receive a call, and the rest of the instructions will be given in the same call. Remember that there should be only a pilot in the helicopter, no gunman or any other person. To carry out this task, an agent named Joe Cook started the FBI helicopter. $3 million in cash was kept in the helicopter, but all these were fake notes, and a gunman was also hidden behind the pilot's seat in the helicopter. The gunman was instructed that no matter what happens, he has to protect the FBI agent at night. At 11 o'clock, the FBI agent landed at the place mentioned and stood near the fans. In a short while, the phone booth near the fans rang. The agent picked up the phone, and a person from the other side said that there is a letter under the table of the phone booth. Pick it up and read it. Whoever was on the other side was very smart and did not want to stay on the public phone for more than 5 seconds, because the longer the call, the chances of it getting traced increases. This new letter was written in the name of the pilot. It was written in it that first of all, go towards the helicopter and turn on a flashlight inside and show every corner of the helicopter. Do not forget that we are watching you. After that, take off and go towards Highway 50. Exactly after 15 minutes, you will see a strobe in the forest on your right-hand side. Land near the strobe facing south. There you will find another letter hanging on a tree. The pilot did exactly the same. Very cleverly, he illuminated the cockpit of the helicopter in such a way that it could not be seen in the gun, and after taking off, he reached the same point where he had to go. The strobe was supposed to be visible after reaching the location. The pilot could not see any strobe probe light far and wide for the next 1 hour. He kept circling there, but there was no movement in the jungles in the dark night, so he came back to the airport and landed later. He came to know that he could not read the instructions properly, and the place where he actually had to go was miles away from there to send a message to the person who gave the instructions. A news was aired on TV that there is some confusion about the location in the instructions. The person who had planned this whole game, when he came to know that the police is still ready to give him money, he called the police station and said, "Harvey, turn the switch number 5 of the machine in this hotel upwards and wait for the next phone call." Maybe he wanted to buy some time to make a new plan. That's why he asked to turn the dummy switch upwards. But now it was too late. It was 6:40 in the morning. That means it had been more than 24 hours since the bomb was placed in the hotel, but even after the deadline was over, it did not explode. This was a positive thing. On the other hand, the FBI police, bomb squad, and fire department teams present in the command and control center had an idea that this box could contain a maximum of 1,000 pounds of TNT. They had done all the calculations that if it explodes here in the hotel, the pillars of the building will not be damaged. At the most, the interior of the floor will be damaged. Hence, they fitted a small bomb with a control box next to the bomb. The plan was that this plastic bomb will render the control box useless as soon as it explodes, and this way the TNT may not detonate. All the preparations were complete. The surrounding buildings were evacuated and preparations were made to explode the bomb. At this time, it was 3:45 in the afternoon of August 27th. The entire Hazer was standing 1 kilometer away and watching this scene, and news outlets were recording this scene. Meanwhile, the sound of fire in the hole came, and the button of the remote control was pressed. The machine lying in the corridor detonated due to the shock, and the bomb blasted. But as was written in the letter, it did not contain TNT. Rather, on checking it later, it was found that it contained dynamite whose explosion is much less than that of TNT. But who was the person who planted the bomb? Investigation revealed that the person who planted the bomb in Harvey Hotel and Casino was 58-year-old John Biggs, and both his sons were helping him in this work. He had lost his life savings in this casino, and that is why he made this whole plan very cleverly to extract money from the hotel owner. Later it was found out that John Biggs' plan was to steal the helicopter along with the cash. If the pilot reached that location and landed in the jungle to find a new envelope, then John Biggs' sons would escape with the helicopter at a location where they had already parked their car. John Burgess was sentenced to 20 years of imprisonment, while his sons were pardoned in return for helping the police. In 1996, John Biggs died of liver cancer. After this incident, the hotel the owner of got the Harvey Hotel renovated and relaunched it with a new design and more rooms. I hope you all will like and share this video of InfoX TV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.